Hi, Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. Wow, the world is laughing at America. Now, let's get this straight. Let's make sure we're perfectly clear here. I am an American. I don't live in the U.S. I have no intention of ever living in the U.S. again. I love America. America provided me with opportunities, provided me to become educated, provided me to make a living. My daughter goes to college in the U.S. Even both of my ex-wives live in the U.S. But it is just a mess. Let's look at it. You have politicians making money hand over fist for doing only what benefits them. There are so few politicians that don't have their hands in everything other than the best interests of the people they serve. You have kids shooting kids. You have adults shooting kids. Whoop, two. You have mobs of kids stealing, trashing, creating chaos everywhere they go. I mean, take a look at what happened in Chicago last night, night before last. Take a look at what happened in other places. I just read another article in California where they just took over the streets and the police said, well, we don't have enough people to respond to that. And then since they were emboldened enough to do that and allowed to do that, they went ahead and broke into a convenience store and stole everything out of it. Or whatever they could get their hands on or whatever they wanted. My point is, we have a president that can't string a paragraph of words together. Individual sentences, sure. Put them in coherent language, and he's a chronic bullshit liar. All right, I mean, the episodes of everything he says. Let me rephrase that. Many events of what he talks about in his past are either false or inaccurate. His son, one, probably a very nice guy, and my sympathies go out for his loss. The other one, a crack addict that has manipulated his own father and banged, I don't know how many hookers, creating his own porn. I mean, the list goes on. I don't need to get into it. My point is very simple. The world is laughing at what Americans allow to happen. I can't understand it for the life of me. I cannot understand why we don't have enough police over there. I can't understand why they don't enforce the law. I mean, the law is the law. It started really simple. You don't enforce immigration. So therefore, people know you're not going to enforce other stuff. You don't enforce retail theft. You don't enforce all kinds of stuff. Well, when you continue to set that example, what do you expect people to do? In the meantime, you take public aid money as a politician to fatten your wallet. I could go on about American politicians, but I won't. What I am going to say is we have no respect I think sometimes here in the Philippines, I get more respect than I would get in the U.S. I'm not saying I feel safer here. I feel plenty safe in the U.S. I feel plenty safe because, well, I have guns in the U.S. And if my gun isn't on my hip, which it very rarely is, but if it isn't, it's in the car. It's permitted. I'm licensed. Never had to use it. Never had to pull it out. But I wouldn't hesitate if somebody was jumping up and down on top of my car with a baseball bat and threatening me to blowing his goddamn head off. And maybe that's what's going to happen. You know, you see what's happening here. What's happening is that's the direction the politicians want to go. They want the public to go into such an uproar, such a crazy uproar, that these kids are going to end up getting killed. And then they're going to blame it on the opposing politicians. Parents, that's part of you're part of the problem. What's your kid doing out at 11 o'clock at night? Okay? They shouldn't be out there. I mean, they should, don't get me wrong. They have every right. Okay? But in today's society, apparently that just doesn't work. You can't go to school without getting shot. That's just happening everywhere. But we let people get away with this crap. We talk about, we're going to do social outreach with them. Maybe, sure. Okay, that's fine and dandy. But send their ass to jail. Send them to juvie. Send them to community service. I mean, I think community service would be a hell of a good thing. Make them pick up trash. Make them clean up their own neighborhoods. Make them see what's going on in their own neighborhoods. They probably already do. You have this huge war on drugs. Let them do all the drugs they want. Shit, that's Darwinism. If they OD, let them OD. Let them die. That's their own damn fault. Let's cut that gene pool down. That's the stupid gene pool. All right? Let's get rid of these people. But instead, we coddle them. Instead, we let them do whatever they want. And the rest of the world looks at us like an idiot. You've got politicians who are racist, politicians that are misogynists, politicians that are outright liars, politicians that are sexual predators. Okay? Let the gene pool go its natural course. Don't protect these people. Shoot them. Hang them. Electrocute them. Drown them for all I care. All right? The world looks at America as the last great country to fall. And that's exactly what it's doing. Nowhere else in the world do I know where, when they have the economical and financial means to stop this shit, do they not do it? Nowhere. You go to many countries. I mean, here in the Philippines, we don't have a lot of police on the street. But there are armed security guards everywhere. And it's not actually because it's so bad. It's not bad. Problem is, there aren't a lot of police on the street. And because there aren't a lot of police on the street, response times are slow. You have a lot of kids doing things that are crazy. And you have a lot of adults doing things that are crazy. All right? And the rest of the world just watches America fall day by day. Am I proud of it? Absolutely not. Do I like getting shit from my British or Australian friends about it? No, I don't. Okay? The vast majority of Americans are great people. But it doesn't take a majority of people to just put an economy into a tailspin. It just doesn't happen. I mean, people are moving out of California. People are moving out of Seattle. And their answer is to raise taxes. I don't know if that's right or wrong. I think it's stupid. Okay? I'm adamantly opposed to a lot of these social welfare programs. But I'm not going to get into that. What I am going to get into is just simple. America is the laughingstock of the world, and I hate to see it. I absolutely hate to see it. And it breaks my heart. My daughter is going to probably have to live with that. Odds are she may have to live with that all her life. And it hurts me. My friends that are still there have to live with it. They're armed to the teeth. Now, my friends are not the type of people that are going to get involved in that kind of stuff, but they wouldn't hesitate to put an end to it if it came on their property. That's for sure. But people don't, because they're afraid of what's going to happen. You know, you got the two attorneys, and I don't know where it was, Tennessee or something like that stood outside their home with guns on their property, warning people and threatening people that broke into their property. And they literally got sentenced to jail. Now, that got overturned or challenged. I don't know, something maybe the governor forgave them or something. But my point is that this shit has got to stop. And the politicians, I think, and I'm not a conspiracy theory type of guy, but in my opinion, the politicians are doing it and allowing it and maybe even encouraging it to happen because they need that drama, even though children will get killed, even though adults will get killed, because then they can argue whatever points they have. Now, the good cops, bad cops, that's a whole different video. And this is not the kind of videos we usually do. But I'm going to tell you right now, somebody better get their shit all in the same sock over there, or the national language will be different one day. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Thanks. Have a great day.